here, your biology mentor, and today we will discuss about cell, how cell were discovered, what are the various theories of cell, and what are the different components of cell, or why the cell is known as the structural and functional unit of life. Okay. सो जब सेल को आप ऐसे रिलेट कर सकते हैं कि जब बिल्डिंग्स बनती है तो ब्रिक्स यूज्ड होती है. ब्रिक्स को यूज़ करके हम बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स एज ए ब्रिक्स को यूज़ करते हैं और इससे बिल्डिंग्स बनाते हैं. फर्दर प्लास्टर होता है एंड देन द रूम्स आर मेड एंड द बिल्डिंग इज मेड. सिमिलरली हम इन ऑल लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स सेल्स आर द बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स. सेल्स जब बहुत सारे सेल्स एक दूसरे से मिलते हैं दे फॉर्म टिश्यू एंड फर्दर टिश्यूज ऑर्गेनाइज टुगेदर दे फॉर्म organs and further organ systems. So we are talking about the smallest unit of our life, that is cell. Why cell is not the smallest part of living organism, it is the smallest unit. Unit means it alone can carry out many chemical reactions, many functions, and it has its own independent existence. So cell was first, let's talk about its discovery. So first the dead cell was first observed by Robert Hooke in a cork slice, and after that the living cell was first discovered by Anton von Leeuwenhoek, and further studies about the cell leads to the discovery of cell theory. The two scientists Schleiden and Schwann proposed the cell theory, in which they proposed that all the organisms in the world, either it are plants, animals, microbes, bacteria, they all are made up of cells, and cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Further, this cell theory is modified by another scientist, Rudolf Virchow. He added one more point, that all the new cells arise from pre-existing cells. Means the parent cell divides, it forms a daughter cells, and these two daughter cells further divide, and this is how the pre-existing cells leads to the formation of new cells. Further, based on the number of cells, the organisms can be classified as unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. The organisms which are made up of only single cell, like bacteria, blue-green algae, they are considered as single cell organisms, and the organisms which are made from more than one cells, they are known as multicellular organisms, like humans, plants, etc. So these are the concept of unicellular and multicellular organisms. Now let's discuss the components. What are the components? What is inside the cell? In the cell contains different compartmentalizations inside it, in which different functions are carried out. Okay. So let's discuss these compartments. First discuss about the outer covering of the cell, that in which material the cell is enclosed. So it is the plasma membrane. Look at the structure of the animal cell. This boundary is the plasma membrane. Okay, plasma membrane is a lipid bilayer. Lipid bilayer means it is made up of lipid molecules. It is not a double membrane structure. It is that the lipids having the two bilayers, in which these are the polar heads, these face the environment, and these are the non-polar tails which resides inside. And what are the characteristics of this plasma membrane? This plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane, that it do not allow any molecule to pass through it. For the polar molecules to pass through it, it have the channels or the porins. These are the proteins. From these, some of the molecules can pass inside the cell or goes out of the cells, or simple molecules or the non-polar molecules can diffuse through the membrane and go inside and outside of the cell. Secondly, another is mitochondria. What is mitochondria? It is a double membrane structure, and you can see in the diagram, this is mitochondria. It is a double membrane structure, and it is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is known as the powerhouse of the cell? Because whatever the energy required to do a work, it needs an energy, and this energy is provided by mitochondria. In which form? In the ATP form. For example, for our living, whatever we purchase, we give for rupees. We give a rupees and take a thing. Similarly, in our cell systems, ATPs are used to perform any function. Okay, so it is a double membrane. It is the outer membrane and this inner folds. The inner membrane have various folds known as cristia, and the fluid present in the mitochondria is known as matrix. So in the inner membrane there are many complexes or protein complexes, or we can say enzymes are present that takes up the oxygen. The oxygen we breathe in, it goes into the cells, and from these cells they goes inside the mitochondria, and this oxygen and water molecules are used to generate ATP. The full form of ATP is adenine triphosphate. From the breakdown of the phosphate bonds, the energy got released, and that free energy is used to perform the functions. Further, there are more characteristics of the mitochondria, that it has its own genetic material, it has its own ribosomes, and it is also known as powerhouse of the cell. Second, ribosome. What are ribosomes? Simply, ribosomes are known as the protein factories. These small molecules, if you are able to see, these are the ribosomes. Ribosomes in animals or in plants, we have 80S ribosome. I will further discuss this what is 80S in further video. Okay, now on the ribosomes has two units, one large subunit and one small subunit. Whenever the cells have to synthesize the proteins, the large subunit, the smaller subunit comes together and sit on the mRNA at the start codon and starts the translation process. And when the protein's translation is done, the larger subunit and the smaller subunit got dissociated. Okay, so this is the function of ribosome. Now I have marked these four organelles in a bracket, and these represents the endomembrane system: the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, vacuoles, and lysosome. These four makes the endomembrane system, because their function is coordinated. The product from the ER sent to the Golgi apparatus, then to the vacuoles. So their function is coordinated one by one. First, let's talk about the ER. The full form of ER is endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is directly in contact with the nuclear membrane. You can see that the nuclear membrane is in direct contact with the endoplasmic reticulum. Now, endoplasmic reticulums are of two types: rough endoplasmic reticulum and small endoplasmic reticulum. Why they are known as rough and small? Because when we see under microscope, okay, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. When we see under the microscope, we see some of the endoplasmic reticulums appears in a rough surface and some are looking smooth, because the ribosomes, some of the endoplasmic reticulums are occupied by the ribosomes. The ribosomes are present on the endoplasmic reticulum and give them rough appearance. That's why they are known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. And some of the endoplasmic reticulums do not bear ribosomes on their surface, so they are known as a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The function of the rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum is different, because the rough endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the protein synthesis. Whatever the protein synthesized by the ribosomes goes into the rough endoplasmic reticulum, where the foldings of the protein take place. And smooth endoplasmic reticulum are responsible for the production of or the synthesis of lipids, fat molecules like glycerols, fatty acids, and cholesterol, etc. Now we will discuss about the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus is what? Let's relate to the thing that when you order something from Amazon, whatever the product they will deliver to you, how will they know कि that product is delivered to a particular person? So what we have, we give an address to them that this product will deliver in India, in Rajasthan. The pin code of that state, that particular area is this. Through the pin code act as a tag for the delivery man to deliver the product to us. Similarly, when the proteins are synthesized on the ribosomes, there are thousands of proteins synthesized, so they have to deliver. They have some target locations where they have to go. Maybe some proteins have to go in mitochondria, some have to be secreted out of the cell, some have to be go in lysosomes or Golgi apparatus. So what Golgi apparatus do is it process package and do the sorting of the proteins. It put tags on the proteins, and it transport through by filling these proteins into the vacuoles, and transport it to their target place. So it plays an important role in transportation of proteins by tagging them or sorting them, that where they have to be. Further, vacuoles are simple hollow spaces surrounded by the lipid bilayer, and in which molecules are stored, or the proteins are stored, or whatever the things that have to be transported, they are transported through the vacuoles. Further, lysosomes. Lysosome plays an important role because lysosome is a single membrane structure. It contains hydrolytic enzymes. The yellow colored membrane bound organelle, it is lysosome. It contains many hydrolytic enzymes. These enzymes act on the acidic pH, so the environment of the lysosome is acidic. What is the role of lysosome? That whenever a mishappening occurs in a cell, for example, mitochondria is not working properly, it is not synthesizing ATP, and although it have to be deleted from the cells or killed from the cells, so lysosome releases the hydrolytic enzymes. So first of all, they engulf the mitochondria, they releases their hydrolytic enzymes which destroys the mitochondria. Sometimes what happen is cell starts misfunctioning, what all the organelles lost their coordination, and mishappening occurs, due to which they can damage to their neighbor cells also. So it is necessary to kill that cell. So what happens, lysosome burst itself. After this, the hydrolytic enzymes will released all over the cell, and they kills all the cells. How they kills? Because the hydrolytic enzymes include hydrolases, lipases, proteases. So all these enzymes will digest lipids, proteins, nucleic acids, etc. So it is also known as suicidal bath. Okay, let's discuss the nucleus. Nucleus is the center part of the cell. It contains genetic material inside it. Okay, genetic material is DNA. Our DNA, let's say our DNA is 2-meter long thread. Okay, so it has to be we have to fit in a small cell. So the DNA is highly compacted, highly condensed. So so the DNA is wrapped around the proteins. What happens, that there is a DNA, then there are some proteins around which the DNA wrap around, and again there are some proteins around which the DNA is wrapped, and this is how DNA folds and fits in a very small nucleus. Okay, so these are known as, these DNAs when bound to a protein, we called it nucleosome, or when many nucleosomes again compact, we called it chromatin material. And during the cell division, our DNA is highly condensed, and we called it chromosome. We will discuss chromosome further. Okay, and in the center of the nucleus there is a dense fluid, and this is known as nucleosome. This is the site where the ribosomal RNA is actively synthesized. Many proteins and ribosomal RNA is synthesized. And our nuclear membrane is also a double membrane structure, and it have pores on it. Why these pores are present? Because to transport the actively synthesized ribosomal RNA and proteins across the membrane, we have ribosomal pores. What is cytoplasm? In our cell we have various organelles. अब वो ऐसे हवा में तो तैर नहीं सकती है. So to keep them at their fixed position or at their particular position, the fluid is filled inside our in the blank spaces, or so we have cytoplasm. Whatever the fluid that present in the cell is known as cytoplasm, and whatever the fluid that present in the nucleus is known as nucleoplasm. Further, that are centrioles. These small structures that lie perpendicular to each other are the centrioles. These are the special characteristics of the animal cells. They are do not found in the plant cells. So what is the function of centrioles? Centrioles forms the spindle fibers during the cell division and helps in the cell division process. Okay. Then what are the cilia and flagella? Cilia and flagella are also the characteristics of animal cell. Cilia are the small thread-like structures that are scattered all on the surface of the cell, which helps in the movement of cell, or it helps in the movement of the particle, food particle, or flagella. Flagella is a thin, long, single structure, act as a tail of the cell and helps in the movement in some organisms. And what left is peroxisomes. Peroxisomes are also the membrane-bound organelles which contain some enzymes like catalase. They help in the oxidation of the molecules, and which in which result hydrogen peroxide is formed. On the basis of these presence of these organelles, on the presence of this nuclear envelope, the organisms are further divided into two types. We have prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Then what are prokaryotic cells? Pro means primitive. These are primitive cells. Like we have developed countries and developing countries. Developed countries are very advanced, they have high technologies, and developing countries are poor and they are not well developed. Similarly, you can relate to this prokaryote and eukaryote. Prokaryotes are the primitive cells in which organelles are not present. They have no nuclear membrane or not well developed nucleus. And in eukaryotes, we have well developed organelles and nucleus. So, which organisms are included in the bacteria in prokaryotes are bacteria and blue-green algae. The size of prokaryotes is very small, and the organisms of the prokaryotes vary in shapes like Bacillus, rod-shaped bacteria, Bacillus coccus, spherical-shaped bacteria, Vibrio are the comma-like bacteria, and Spirillum are the spiral-shaped bacteria. In eukaryotes, we have animal cells and plant cells. Let's discuss about the difference between the animal cell and plant cells. So this is the structure of animal cell, this is the structure of plant cell. 80 to 90% of the organelles are common in both plant and animal cells, but there are two additional things which are present in animal cell, that is cell wall and plastid. We have only plasma membrane, but in plant cells, above the plasma membrane there is also a cell wall is present. This cell wall provides the mechanical and structural support to the plant cell, so the plant cell do not get ruptured, and it is made up of cellulose. Further, after that, the plastids. Plastids are of three types: chloroplast, chromoplast, and leucoplast. Okay, those plastids which have green color pigment inside them are known as chloroplast. For example, this is the chloroplast. Why it is looking green? Because it contains chlorophyll inside it, and it helps in the photosynthesis. It captures the light and produces the energy. Further, second is chromoplast. Chromoplast also have pigments, but it have other colors like yellow color and red color. It gives red and yellow colors to the plants. It have two or three types of pigments like xanthophylls and carotenoids. Further, there is leucoplast. Leucoplast helps in the storage molecule. We know that they are the primary producers. They produce lot of starch molecules. They have to store them. Leucoplast have three types of organelles. If the leucoplast is storing starch, it is known as amyloplast. If the leucoplast is storing fats and oils, it is known as aleoplast. If the leucoplast is storing proteins, it is known as aleuroplast. So these are the three types of plastids, in which the most important plastid is chloroplast. We will further discuss the structure of chloroplast. As you can see that this is the chloroplast. Chloroplast, like mitochondria, chloroplast is also a double-membered membrane structure. It has its own genetic material and ribosome. Apart from this, it contains green color pigment known as chlorophyll. In chlorophyll, it has in the chloroplast it have two type of structures. One is grana and stroma. The fluid filled inside the chloroplast is known as stroma. And if you can see the single coil-like structure, this coil-like structure is known as thylakoid. And whatever the NADPH or the ATPs are produced through the light reactions, or what we can say that the light reactions occurs on the membrane of thylakoids. Okay, and when more than one thylakoid stack upon each other, they forms the grana. And when the two granas are attached through the stroma lamellae. So this is the enlarged view of chloroplast. Okay. Further, let's see the difference between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes and what are the similarities between them. So first look the similarities, that both the prokaryotes and eukaryotes have cilia and flagellum. They have their genetic material. They have photosynthesis, they perform photosynthesis, but in eukaryotes only plant cells performs photosynthesis. Okay, cytoplasm is common in prokaryotes as well as in eukaryotes. In cell wall, the cell wall is made up of different components. In plant cells of eukaryotes, we have cell wall made up of, the cell wall is made up of cellulose, and in prokaryotes the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan and the ribosome. Let's talk about this ribosome. In eukaryotes we have 80S ribosome, and in prokaryotes we have 70S ribosome. What S stands here? S stands here the Sedgwick's unit, or it shows the sedimentation coefficient. When we do a centrifugation of the prokaryotic and eukaryotic ribosomes, the ribosome which is more heavier, it will settles fast, means which sediments fast, that which it means it is heavier, so it has our eukaryote is 80S and it is 70S. And the prokaryotes do not have nuclear membrane, well defined nucleus. They do not have membrane bound organelles. They do not have centrioles, which helps us in cell division. And the special feature of prokaryote is the presence of plastids. Plastids are the small circular DNAs present in the prokaryotes, and these are known as plasmids. These are absent in eukaryotes and these are present in plasmids. So this is the whole overview of the cell. Now let's summarize this. What we have studied is what is cell, why it is known as fundamental unit of life, because it carry all its catalytic reactions, all its reactions which are required for living on its own. मतलब alone can survive and leads to the existence of life. That's why we called it functional and structural unit of life. We have discovered who discovered the cell, who gave the cell theory, and what are the parts of the cell, like plasma membrane, outer membrane, ATP, powerhouse of the cell, ribosome, protein factories, ER helps in the protein synthesis, Golgi apparatus, packaging of proteins, sorting of proteins, and vacuoles, transportation of the materials, and storage of materials. Lysosome are known as the suicidal bags because of the hydrolytic enzymes present inside it. Nucleus, center of the cell, contains genetic material. Cytoplasm, the fluid present inside the cell, and centrioles, that the organelles that helps in the cell division. Peroxisomes contains oxidizing enzymes, and cilia and flagella for the movement and locomotion. What are the difference between animal cell and plant cells? What are the difference and similarities between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? Now this is the complete overview of the cells. Further we will discuss about the chromosomes and the cell division topic. Thank you.